Ooh.
You got a keeper. Get him in the boat, son. You got a keeper there for sure.
Big one.
Heck yeah, that's a good crappie. You don't get any better than fresh fried crappie. I don't care what you say. There is a trailer and there is a pontoon. Half a pontoon. Spillway's activated. Water's flowing down the middle. And top of the morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. Only truck in the parking lot with a boat trailer today. Houston and I are going to do a little bass fishing, but I'm going to try to sneak a keeper crappie or two on the boat. If I can tear him away from the bass fishing for a few minutes. DJ's wanting some fresh crappie. I told her the other day we come out here and caught quite a few. Not very many keepers, a lot of small crappie, but see if we can sling a couple keepers in the boat. Maybe sneak a bass or two in. Have a good morning. I mean, look at that. How do you not have a good morning? I think this guy's ready to go. I got him out of bed about 6:15 this morning and said, let's go fishing. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Now listen, Mr. Bass Fisherman. I told all my friends I was going to try to sneak a keeper crappie or two on the boat today if I could find them. Mom's wanting to eat some crappie.
Sounds good with me.
Sounds
good with me.
Okay. I got proof.
Yeah, fishy, fishy, fishy.
It's a little, Oh, look. Hang on. Right here at the boat ramp. Look at all the fish schooling. Well, that's one way to start off the morning. Yeah. They were all schooling right here by the boat dock. Heck, the motor's still running. We hadn't even put the trolling motor in the water. We just stopped and said, we're going to see what this is. I figured it was sandbass chasing shad, but Houston got a little bitty sandbass. That's not our target today, but we're not out here fishing a tournament, so fish is a fish, right?
That's true.
I mean, that's a little bitty guy, but there they are again, right there. They got them schooling right behind the boat, Houston. Get them. Get them. Get them. All right, we can sit out here and chase them things around for an hour or more. But they'll probably be all over the lake. The sandbass are thick right now. The last few times we've been over here, you guys saw the other day with Jacoby, him and Houston were tearing them up. But we're going to go try to catch a bass, maybe find some crappie, and try not to get stuck on chasing sandbass around. Even though it's fun.
Yeah.
When they're schooling, it's fun. Well, I didn't get him on video, but I found us a crappie pile. And that right there, folks, is a keeper size crappie. It's the first one I've caught. There's my brush pile sitting right there on the bottom. Actually, second drop down. Ooh. Second drop down, caught this guy on a crappie magnet. First drop down, I caught a little small bluegill. There's a bunch of fish. Bunch of fish on that pile. Ah, lost him. Oh, goodness. Sandbass are schooling again. Get them. Get them. Throw that crappie jig in there. Hook you one. They're after some tiny little shad. I think we're fishing with a little bit bigger bait than what they're chasing. But there's a lot of them schooling all around us. Here's one. They ain't very big. That's all right though. Back to my crappie. Oh my goodness, I just set my jig in the water. I got that on video. I just set it in the water, Houston, and looked down at the graph. And another Sandbass just nailed it. Eye hole jig from Crappie Magnet with a little roo tail. I don't even have a slab bite in there right now. It's all gone. I just set it down like that. You guys saw and I caught another fish.
I got one.
You got one? Oh, you got a bigger one than I did. We can't stay off the Sandbass in this lake lately. Played with him. Huh? No, I was just kind of playing with him, toying with him. Caught him right here just in front of the boat and was trying to get him out of the sun for the camera, and I lost him. Oh, look at that one. Smacked a good one there.
3-pounder.
I think that's half a tree pounder. Not even a whole tree pounder. There's one. That feels like a pretty good one. Get up here. Get up here. Crappie. Yes, that's a keeper, Houston.
Yes, it is.
Right? Oh. Oh, I was saying he was right at the base of that buoy. Let me check him real quick. I guarantee you he's over 10, but we don't have near enough to make Mom happy for lunch or supper. Oh yeah, way over 10. Let's go hang out with your buddy.
Oh, I understand it now. You're good at catching the crappie, I'm good at catching the bass.
You think I'm good at catching crappie and you're good at catching bass?
No, I don't think that. I know that.
Okay.
Bro, I've literally outfished you like 25 times since we've been here. What?
There he is. There he is. That one feels like a keeper. Get in the boat. Old son. He might keep. Maybe. I think he might be a hair short of legal. Bummer. Look at that. See that line? Look at this, Houston. Look how close.
That's,
He's like 9 3/4. No, ain't no bass. That's a keeper crappie. It's a good one, Houston.
black crappie.
I'm gonna check him just to make sure, but I have no doubt that one's over 10 inches. That's sharp, buddy. That hurts. Oh yeah, that one's over 11. Hooked him up, got another one, got another one. That one's gonna be a short.
Real short.
Yep, about 9.5.
What are you doing?
Shoot, I'm catching crappie. That's what I'm doing.
That's not what I asked.
I'm throwing out there on the brush pile and coming right across the top of it.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, there's our brush pile, pointed straight ahead. That last one I actually caught was on a different pile. It wasn't on this one. It was more over closer to that buoy. But there's fish on it. For sure. Oh! What happened, broski? You're gonna be mad? I saw him.
So did I.
All right, so we went through kind of a dry spell and we weren't catching any fish at all. So I downsized and I put on a crappie magnet, panfish size, tiny little jig, and second cast caught one. He's not a keeper, but it got their interest. I was fishing with a much larger bait, but maybe downsizing is the ticket to catch their interest. As we know that those Sandbass were feeding on tiny little shad because they were spitting them up in the boat the other day. They were about a ½ inch long.
Yeah.
So maybe the shad spawn. We're seeing a lot of bait. Hit the surface, and we're seeing a lot of bait on the live scope today. And I bet they've had a shad spawn, and they're just tiny. You know, they're a ½ inch. Yeah. And we're fishing with 1.5 inch plus lures, and we're just kind of missing. We're not matching the hatch very well.
Hey, by the way, I caught 2 off camera. So don't act like I didn't catch any today.
I didn't act like anything.
Ooh.
You got a keeper. Get him in the boat, son. You got a keeper there for sure.
That's a big one.
Heck yeah, that's a good crappie.
Holy moly. that may be like the biggest one I've ever caught.
Well, I don't know. I doubt it.
He got the size of a dang bass. No.
Oh, bucket lips there. Look at the mouth on that sucker.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Oh, lost that one. Bummer. You got one? Yeah. Get them in here. That's a good one too, son.
Another good one.
Dang. Back-to-back casts.
And they're big.
2 keepers. Yeah, that's a good one, man.
Another picture.
No need to measure that one.
No, that's a good one.
Nah, same picture is the same, basically the same fish.
Bucket of a mouth again.
We're trying to make mom happy today.
That's right.
Little guy, not a keeper. I guess really on average, Houston, about 1 in every 4 has been a keeper, you think? Something like that?
Yeah, probably something like that.
Well, we're starting to put together a pretty good box, and I think we're going to call it quits. It's 1 o'clock. I thought it was later than it was. I thought it was actually getting closer to 2, but we've been out here since, 7?
Yeah.
7:30, something like that. We got quite a few keeper crappie, more than I thought we had, actually. We got several. I'm not sure how many there are. Let me turn the aerator off. Let's see. 1, 2. I bet we got close to 10. Not bad. Enough for supper, I bet you. And mom's gonna be happy.
Yeah.
So I'll show you what we ended up having to size down to. We went to a very small eye hole jig. Like this one is a 1/32 ounce, and I put a split shot above it. And I was having pretty good luck on this color right here of crappie magnet. So it's called Show Enough. Oh, there it is. Show Enough crappie magnet was what I was catching them on. What color did you have, Houston? You had yours had the little chartreuse end on it. So Houston was catching them on this right here. Show Enough / chartreuse. So crappie magnet, Show Enough chartreuse. Both ended up catching, I bet we caught 15, 18 a piece.
Yeah.
Something like that. Most of them were too small, but you look tired. You need a nap?
I am tired. I'm also mad.
You also mad?
Yeah.
Want me to tell them why you're mad?
No, I don't want to.
You said we weren't telling anybody, but
I don't want to tell you.
you're angry and heartbroken looking, and
You don't want to tell me.
the one that got away. Let's just say that. The one that got away broke Houston's heart.
Okay, don't say broke my heart.
Oh, look at your face!
Hey.
What was it?
It was a crappie.
Kind of a big one?
It was a crappie.
It was a giant. That's enough, huh?
Yeah.
like we're getting out of here just in time, dude.
I know, it's raining.
It's supposed to start raining. I was planning on being off the water by like 11:30.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Well, when you're catching crappie, it's hard to quit.
Yeah, it is. Woo!
Oh, that looks like supper. I'm telling you. It's gonna be some good eating.
Yeah.
Mom's favorite fish.
Favorite.
Mine too.
Not mine.
You like the mahi-mahi, huh? We don't catch those in our lake. Not very often.
No.
One.
They did back in 1965.
Oh yeah? That's before they built the lake.
No.
I think it was built in 67. Come on now, there's not even any water in there.
I know. I'm not trying to get poked because you were whining earlier about.
Well, it hurts, you know.
That's what I
It
thought.
hurts. Come on, Mr. Crappie. 2.
10.
10. Perfect 10.
Perfect 10.
Crappies seem to attract you.
They do.
Told everybody it was your favorite.
Well, that's my favorite.
Yeah. I got supper. Well, me and Houston got supper.
Well, now I'll stand here and help you work.
You should have been there because Houston don't want to tell anybody, but he lost the biggest crappie of his life at the boat.
Oh, no.
It was a giant. The biggest, probably one of the biggest crappie I've ever seen.
Oh, no.
About the time he picked it up out of the water. I didn't get it on video either. I thought he was going to cry. It was huge. He was like, get the net, get the net. And about the time I got the net and about the time I started to scoop it, he decided to lift up on the fish. Came off.
Dang it. What a bummer.
Thought I was going to lose him. He went and sat down for a little while.
Oh.
Oh, that's the reason why right there. Beautiful, flaky, white. They are just amazing to eat. Especially if you know how to clean them. There you go. Cut the ribs out of it, throw it in the oil. It's good stuff. Bear's over here supervising again. Bear? Hey, Bear. Okay, good talk. You been over here supervising Cody? So, Cody's here, our pond builder. He's doing a little finishing work, redoing the emergency spillway that we cut lower. He brought his transit so he can shoot grade to get this in case our main spillway gets overwhelmed for any reason. Concrete guys did all their part. And so many of you have already told me this will never work. And guys, I don't know what to tell you. There's only so much we can do. It is what it is. I think this is the best option for what we have. I'm going to come in here after we get everything settled. I'm going to come in and put some big rocks, some gravel around here and around down that side so that we don't have to worry about water washing that out. I did, in fact, leave Bear's tracks. A lot of folks were like, I can't believe you got rid of all the Bear's tracks, but as you can see, there's some footprints and even wrote his name in here. I think this will carry all the water flow we need. If we start having issues where it gets out of that, I could see where water, if we had too much flow, it could get out and, eat around that concrete. But the way this is made, and I had a lot of complaints on the video the other day about that being too high, that the water would not be able to come up and escape. I don't quite understand what the thought process was there, because the pond is drawn down right now, about 2 feet. So at full pool level, this will be at the edge. I mean, basically, this will be underwater when the pond's full, or right at water level. Now, I'm only going over this. I know this is a crappie fishing video, and we're going to go cook some crappie in a little while, but I'm answering a few questions. They did dig down quite a ways, and there is concrete down into the ground quite a ways, so we're not worried about it undercutting there, because when the spillway's activated, the water's going to be, 2 feet higher than that. So it'll spill across that and flow downhill. And Bear says it's going to work. It is Bear approved. And yes, Bear was over here when we were pouring concrete, because I don't tie him up. I don't lock him up. So he hung out with concrete guys all day. And it's none of my business how many guys the concrete crew showed up with to work, or their ethnicity. I'm not going to make them leave. Period. They came, they did an excellent job, did all this in a half a day, and it's done. Now Cody, our pond contractor's back, just doing the final dirt work. He's backfilling everything. We're going to try to get some grass in here as soon as possible, because I think that's going to be important. But it is a drive over low water crossing similar to our creek. I am not, and I repeat, I am not going to put 2x12s across this to drive my buggy across. That's silly. If the pond is flooding and there's water running across, it's not going to be too deep for the buggy. But if it is, I'll go a different direction. I'll go around the other way. But we can drive skid steers across this. We can drive the excavator, tractors, all the things. Huh, Bear? Shake your head, yes. Give me a nod. Anyways, Spillway is done. I don't mean to sound like a jerk, but there were a lot of hateful comments about the way we decided to do the spillway in the middle of the dam instead of on the end. Well, on the end, the elevation's high down there. Now on the end down here where we had the emergency spillway, if we spill the water out there all the time and it has to snake around and make a creek, it's just going to be a giant ditch. After several rains, it's going to wash out trees and do all kinds of stuff. This was the best place to control the water to get it out of here as fast as possible. Shortest distance. Now, the reason Cody's here working right now is because it's rolling thunder in the background. We're in for some heavy thunderstorms over the next couple days, and I'm very happy and blessed and fortunate that this is done and that Cody's here. He is using my equipment, and I told him to use my equipment. There was no reason to go out and haul more down here, so he filled that in. He's got the transit set up, fixing all of that, packing it in real good so that our emergency spillway doesn't accidentally become our main spillway. So anyways, there's an update on the pond situation.
Sulphur is actually sheltered. We definitely saw a funnel cloud with this earlier, and the rotation kind of looked like this. So anything tighter than that is going to be a problem.
Dude, are you serious? Dang, it's like right on the highway.
Well, since we don't have a tornado on the ground, I'm going to go ahead and cook. We got all of our crappie fillets chopped up in little bite-sized pieces, and Houston loves mahi-mahi. So I thawed out some mahi from our trip to Florida because I wasn't sure 10 crappie were going to be enough. I think it might have been, actually. But anyways, we'll let Houston do some mahi versus crappie comparisons tonight. Hear the sizzle. You don't get any better than fresh fried crappie. I don't care what you say. All right, honey. We're going to do a taste test tonight.
Okay.
According to Richie, we're having Maui Maui.
That's true.
Maui Maui versus crappie.
Okay.
Normal people would call it mahi mahi.
That is right.
It's the fish so good they named it twice. Or Dorado, or Dolphin. It's got all kinds of names.
It's good either way.
I'm confused. Why are you making a salad when I'm cooking fish? That's like, no, you don't do that.
I'm just in the mood for salad.
There's some thunder rolling in the background. We got to hurry up and get this supper on the road. Get this stuff eaten before the next tornado storm rolls through. All right, mahi mahi going down. That might not be too bad. Fresh mahi is good when you're on the coast. I will agree with Houston on that. Fresh, fried mahi, kind of hard to beat. I got a feeling crappie's going to beat it out. It's okay, I'm not talking here.
Sorry, I didn't think it was that loud.
No big deal. Well, there she is. Houston,
Dad?
I need to know, crappie or mahi?
Okay.
I need to know.
I'll give you both.
As the thunder rolls, we need a taste test. All right, bro. Mahi, crappie.
I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of close. But mahi.
He's gonna say crappie. He's gonna say crappie.
Mahi.
Crappie? Crappie.
I'm crappie.
Team crappie.
Wait, which one's crappie? That one?
No, all of this is crappie. There's only like one little pile of mahi that I just wanted to do enough to do a taste test comparison.
Mahi better.
I'm making crappie.
It's just the girl with a slab of butter on her plate. It's okay. It's not weird at all. Okay, we're gonna eat. What in the...
What?
You're making my head hurt. You have one piece of fish on your plate, a slab of butter, a puddle of ketchup, and a puddle of ranch. I don't even know what you're doing. Like, we don't have tartar sauce here. I don't eat tartar sauce. DJ does.
I don't eat tartar sauce.
Yeah, I don't have tartar sauce. I'm not a big tartar person. But
Fries are for the rear.
you just get like one at a time?
Yeah, this is for the ketchup.
Buffet style, you just eat off the buffet?
This is for the butter.
Oh, goodness. Well, that storm passed over pretty quick, but I bet we got at least an inch and a half of rain. And you guys remember when I showed this to you earlier and the water was, I don't know, 1.5 feet, almost 2 feet below the top of the spillway? Well, guess what? Not anymore. We're going to have water flowing over the spillway really soon. I would say even without another drop of rain this evening, just with what's draining into the pond from all the surrounding land, this is going to fill up. All right, y'all, it's the next morning. I know this video is getting long, but it is what it is. We did not get taken out by a tornado. That's always a positive in my world. There were very close calls. We were under tornado warning for a couple hours last night, and Sulphur was, well, let's just say Ryan Hall, the Ryan Hall Y'all Weather Channel on YouTube, he talked about Sulphur for about 45 minutes. No tornadoes, touchdown, but we got some extreme flooding. I don't know how much it rained here. I'm going to go check the rain gauge at the pond in a few minutes, but I talked to some folks in town. They got over 5 inches in the city of Sulphur, like mega flooding. And I got to check on some fences here because I can see some damage. The good news is the goats are not out, so I don't have any fences down back here. Well, not down completely. You know, the brand new fence that we built last year. Okay, I'm wrong. I think I do have a fence down. I can't believe the goats are not out. It's crazy. Oh, you know, the amount of rain that we've had this spring is, I'm thankful for. But it's a little bit annoying now. So when I was looking at this from the house this morning, I was like, man, how does so much water come down this hill to pile debris up that high on this fence? Well, it didn't. The creek got out of its banks last night. And the fence is pushed this way, not from the pasture out. It's pushed from the creek in. So for the creek to get out of its banks, let me just go show you the creek, how much water that takes. So there is a low spot right here. When we pushed all the timber and everything here, you know, this obviously holds water and everything, and there's always been a little bit of a wash right there. And we didn't actually cut it lower, but it's just washed over time. And you can see it's a low spot. I didn't think a whole lot about it because I figured that was a good spot for water to go out, because it's got to come off all this hillside. And now it's doing the opposite. So the creek's still up right now, but you can see where it washes down. I mean, this has gone from here out many times. So there's the creek. So if it got out of its banks last night, if the water came up and went that way, holy smokes, that's a lot of water. So what comes in must go out, right? It's got to go somewhere. Well, that's where the problems get even worse. So the water came in there, comes across this flat, and like I said, all the goats are still in, so fences shouldn't be down, right? Other than what that is, and it's kind of facing this way. They can't really get out. Yeah, right. Have an entire fence down. Second time in 2 years. Fence is, it's not washed out. That's the good news. All the wire, all the T-posts are still here. It's just completely laying on the ground because the creek got so far out of its banks that it was washing across this field. So I'm gonna have to move the goats this morning, get them out of here, and then, like I said, luckily, it's just laying on the ground. It shouldn't be that difficult of a fix. I mean, all the wire's still here. It just legitimately just pushed the fence over. So it could be a lot worse. It's just a headache. All right, it's not fixed, but I did get the leaves off of it enough that I can at least stand it up and the goats won't get out. In theory, it's definitely gonna have to be undone, re-stretched, all the T-posts re-drove, but the fence is still here. You know, I'm getting pretty tired of these 100-year floods. I'm not that old, and they keep talking about these 100-year floods every couple of years. I don't know what the deal is, if we're like skipping ahead, we're skipping a couple 100 years here and there. But this is twice in 2 years. So I'm right next to the creek, and obviously the creek was a lot higher. But let's just take a look and see how high it got last night. Holy smokes. So the creek was coming across here, obviously. Some of it anyways. So there's fresh mud all the way up here. And there's one thing missing from this equation. Yesterday there was a pontoon boat sitting on a trailer. My mini pontoon boat was right there. Not anywhere near the creek. Except the creek. Look at the mud. I'm not going to be able to drive out of here for a while. Hey, quit throwing mud on me, Kelsey. This is a problem. I mean, look at all the free gravel I have, I guess, but
Hey, you can put that gravel in the pond.
I mean, the water, you can see how high it was. I mean, look at marks on that tree right there. It's so high. Look at the amount of gravel that washed in my driveway. I mean, the good news is I do have a dump bed trailer and a skid steer, so I can utilize some of it. There's probably a semi-load of gravel setting over there right now. This is insane. Back on the pontoon subject, Houston said he could see it from the bridge, but it was sitting on a trailer and not strapped on. So
it's like missing a hole.
I think our pontoon boat got destroyed, and I have no idea where the trailer is. Like, how far would it take the trailer? I mean, it was one thing when the creek took my pontoon boat and I didn't have it tied up and it was sitting there. Listen, guys, it was nowhere close to the creek last night. I don't even know what to say. There's part of one of my seats. Part of. Look at this. The creek was way up there. Washed in all this debris. Here's the pontoon. Oh, the trailer's still there. My gosh. This is going to be a nightmare. There is a trailer and there is a pontoon. Half a pontoon. There's only one side. And I really don't know how I'm going to get this all out of here. It's destroyed, to say the least. The trailer, I can't tell, honestly, about the trailer. It may be salvageable. The pontoon's gone. And we're quite a ways down from the slab. Getting it out of here, I think the only thing I'm going to be able to do is go up the driveway, come in with the Cotto excavator, clear a path because of all the trees and debris, and come in with some chains and things and reach back in here and try to rip it all out. I don't know. This stinks, man. It was not parked near the creek. I cannot believe the water got that high in one rain yesterday. We've got to go see the pond. I mean, look at this. Do you see this? Look at all the debris up in the woods. I wish I could have seen it last night. This is unreal. So, for the naysayers out there that didn't like my spillway design on the pond, I haven't gone over this morning, guys. I promise I have not even... I had no clue I was going to walk into this mess. I just thought I was going to go knock some leaves off the fence where the water kind of come up and pushed on the fence. If this flood didn't wash out the brand new spillway, I don't know what would. I don't know how much rain we got. I'll check the rain gauge. At least 3 inches probably here. In town, they got 5. I don't think we got 5 inches. Maybe we did. But for the creek to come up in here, that's insane. Well, as you can see, the spillway is activated. There's really not that much water flowing out right now. Like, I expected to come over here. Oh, that was slick. I got mud on my boots. I expected to come over here and find a river coming out of the pond, considering it was full last night. I don't know how much more rain we got overnight, but spillway's activated. Water's flowing down the middle. And the amount of duckweed. Where does it all come from? This stuff, it's like it just blooms and explodes overnight. But Spillway is working. It doesn't look like it got high at all. Like, I don't see a debris line anywhere. So that means the water stayed right there in that channel. Because you guys saw how high the creek got. The pond had to have come up more than this. So one thing we don't have yet is our fish screen. We're going to build a mesh metal screen to go across here to deter fish from coming out, but we'll get to that. So I'm going to walk over and check the rain gauge and wrap up this long video. I'm sure it's way too long, but the Spillway survived. The naysayers, so far, at least for now, we're not right. Now, obviously, like I said before, I'm gonna put some riprap, some big rock all along this area on both sides so that water doesn't swirl in this and start eroding underneath that. I'll get that knocked down and do the same thing on both sides, and probably some back in here. We'll see. Definitely need to get some grass growing on it pretty quick though. Oh, and just quickly while I'm on my way over, the emergency spillway ditch that Cody filled back in and set to a specific height so that if water gets too high over there, it'll come out over here. Did not get activated whatsoever. If it did, you would see duckweed. So it never made it across here. Y'all, I'm just shocked. I'm blown away. But we had a catastrophe in a flood, washed the dam out, thought we were going to lose the entire pond, pushed things back for months on pond stocking and all that. And we really ended up not losing that much water because it kept coming in so fast. And a week later, we have a brand new concrete spillway. 2 days after it's poured, we get this rain that did everything that you've seen so far. The pond is completely full, maybe a couple inches above normal. No extreme flood problems here whatsoever. Considering what's happened at the creek, this is a major success right now. A major success. I don't mean, like, I'm not trying to graze over something slightly. Like, there were a lot of people that said that concrete spillway was stupid. And you can't even tell anything happened here. And considering the amount of damage we have at other places, the amount of rain we got, I'm very impressed. So let's see. We definitely did not get 5 inches of rain, but we got just over 2.5. I would have thought it was going to be over 3, but 2.5 inches of rain. Most of that came, it rained a little bit this morning. I don't know how much it rained overnight, but the rain while we were eating supper last night, I would say we got at least 2 inches in less than an hour. So pond's full, still see the flags. Water level is right back where it should be. Normal, full pond with a lot of duckweed on it. So as you can see, I am very thankful. I can't believe we went from complete devastation to getting this all fixed in a week. And then 2 days later, the pond is full again. Like, we could stock it today. Obviously, I can't get a fish truck in here, but we could. This was supposed to be a crappie fishing video that turned into a total flood frenzy so fast. We did have a great day yesterday. Houston and I caught a lot of crappie. We didn't get them all on video. My phone ended up going dead and had to recharge it, and camera problems, and, you know, all the things. But got to feed Mom some crappie, some fresh fried crappie caught the same day. It doesn't get any better than that. And yes, the creek does pose some issues around here. We've got some things that we have to work through, just part of where we live. We know that. We understand that. This is where I grew up. That creek's always been there. It's always been a hassle, but it's the most beautiful thing on this planet to me. It just comes with its issues. So anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Remember, do something today to make somebody smile, because you never know. It just might change the world. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great day. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.